Hello, 10th graders, class of 2020. This is Ms. Bauman coming to you about course registration for 11th grade, if you can believe that. Quickly, let's do an overview of the registration process. You will be shared registration materials and information today, January 23rd. We would ask that you go home and discuss this with your family members at home, your parents or guardians, and start thinking about what you want to register for 11th grade. All of the information that has been shared with you or will be shared with you is available on the guidance website on the Mount Westonka High School website. So please access that information. You might be able to get your questions answered quicker by going straight to that website versus sending an email during this busy time. The registration fair will be available again on February 1st from 6 to 8 p.m. It's open house style, but it's a great opportunity for you to come in and speak to teachers directly about any questions you might have about registering or course selections or balancing out your course load. The sources about the classes will be there on site from 6 to 8 p.m. on February 1st. The registration window will open on January 29th. It'll be open for a week. You can make selections, change selections, add or delete selections anytime between January 29th and February 7th. And again, you'll do this through your student access account on Skyward. Use the registration sheet when you do your registration. That gives you a snapshot of all the courses that are available, and it allows you to finalize your selections by making those 14 semester credit classes because they are listed individually by number. The course registration or the course worksheet is really the best way to finalize your registration and then apply those numbers to your online account. As you know, we have an eight-hour day. And 2 semesters total. So 8 times 2 is 16 total hours a day that we fill throughout the year. However, one of those hours each semester is lunch. So we expect you to choose 14 semester options. And we can get into that a little bit more here. So a few resources that can help you with your class selections. Teachers, counselors, and parents are a great place to start. Older students may share some wisdom they gained by being here, but teachers are a really great place to start asking questions about their specific courses and whether or not it'll match your vision for how you want your courses to work out. There's online resources like college admissions pages where you can look and see if the courses that you take here in high school will fit some admissions criteria down the road. A great example of that is the math requirement. There are several colleges now that require 4 years of math for admission, which is 1 more year than we require for graduation. So you want to make sure that you're clear on what is required of you to be admitted to that college before that window closes. Again, the registration fair is on February 1st from 6 to 8. And then most importantly, the registration manual on the high school website is a very, very valuable place to get information about specific courses. So if I'm a student who wants to learn more about business courses, I'm going to go ahead and click on the business on the right-hand side. It's going to show all the information about what grade you can be in to take a certain course, and then give you a course description. So let's say I want to take computer science. It is listed right here. It tells me the prerequisites, which are none, and then a course description, and then how a student is going to be assessed. This is a really great way to find out more information about the course. In fact, if you were to come into my office and ask me, tell me more about computer science, I will literally pull out the course manual and read that to you. So I encourage you to do that on your own first before you ask any additional questions. We're happy to answer them, but do some research on your own first. All right, so what's required of an 11th grader? All 11th graders are required to take 1 credit of English, and that's English 11 or Honors American Lit. They're all required to take a world history, so it's world history, advanced world history, or AP world history. And then 1 credit of math is required before you graduate, assuming that you passed the 2 years prior. And so you would be able to take whatever course is next in your sequence based on where you are right now. And then we do require 1 more year of science. Every single graduate from Mount Westonka High School is required to take physical science, biology, and then chemistry or physics. And you can take chemistry or physics in any order, and you can add on any additional science classes onto those requirements. So AP Bio, Honors Chem, STEAM, the advanced or science classes are all great options to add on to kind of what's required here. Additionally, you do need to graduate having taken some kind of stats, and so there's 4 different ways to meet those stats requirements. It would be geometry with stats, FST, general stats, or AP stats. If you haven't taken one of those classes already, you need to make plans to take one of those classes in the future to meet that stats requirement. You also are required to take 1 credit of art. It can be visual or performing. So you can add up 2 semesters, say drawing 1 and painting 1, or ceramics 1 and painting 1. But you cannot. You do need to take the equivalent of 1 full year or 2 semesters. We do not have a foreign language requirement for graduation. However, many colleges have a requirement or a very strong recommendation for at least 2 years of a foreign language. Some colleges are even looking at 3 at this point. Again, you should check those college websites for more information. Okay, these are the classes that satisfy your fine art requirement. Just quickly take a look here. The courses listed in green are those that have a prerequisite. So make sure that if you want to take STEAM, you are meeting those prerequisites prior to registering for it. All right, again, you want to keep in mind the high school graduation requirements. Make sure you're meeting those. If you don't know if you've met your requirements, by all means, contact your counselor so we can go over that with you. Keep in mind your plans for once you leave Mount Westonka High School and making sure that you're choosing classes that line you up for that. Always consider what interests you might have and what your strengths are. If there's something that you're interested in, you want to learn more about, this is the time to do that. After all, your classes are free right now, and if you want to find out more information about something else in the future, it might be through a tuition cost in college. And then abilities, you might choose to take harder classes down the road because you are stronger in a certain area. So choose maybe to challenge yourself in certain areas that you have certain abilities in. If there are certain classes you want to take in 12th grade, you want to make sure you're meeting those prerequisites in 11th grade. So check that out. And then just making sure you have a good manageable course load that you can manage with activities or sports that you might be in. It is definitely easier when building the master schedule to hear from you about what classes you're interested in taking. So register for what you want to take. This is the time for you to say that. Although it's 6 months out, this is the time we need to hear from you about what classes you want to take. That's how we decide what courses to offer. It is always, always, always easier to drop for student prep period down the road. So if you're unsure about something, go ahead and register for a course so that we can offer that course if there is enough interest, and then you can drop it down the road if you feel like you need an SPP later on. However, if you feel like you need an SPP right away, go ahead and register for it so that you can make sure that's secured in your schedule. Please make thoughtful selections. Do your research prior to submitting requests. April, May is not a good time to change those requests, so we ask you to do your research ahead of time. And then, of course, these are just requests, so we can't guarantee the classes that you are going to take, but we will do our best to make it work out for everyone. Like I said, we do honor your first choice selections, but sometimes it's not available. Sometimes when you are one of only 5 students who want to take a certain class, we do rely on your alternate options. So we do ask that you choose 3 alternate options when you're doing your course registration. So we'll show you how to do that next week, but we do want to hear from you. Otherwise, we will make choices for you, and that doesn't always turn out very well. So again, please choose an alternate. Choose 3 alternates that could replace any course that may or may not be offered. So the final reminder here is that the registration window opens on Monday the 29th. It ends on the 7th. You will get a video next week to show you how to do that. Many of you already know how to do that. You'll do it through your online student access account through Skyward. And then now take the time right now to really dive into those course choices and making the best selections for you. We do not guarantee that you'll be able to make a change once the window does close. Thank you for your time, and please let us know if you have any questions. And we will see you again next week when we go over how to register.